Hey, welcome back lads. So we have some official information about Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer that was revealed low-key, almost as a side thing to all the campaign stuff that we got. So I want to go over everything that we know about the multiplayer experience here in one small bite-sized video. So let's get started, and there is no better place to start than talking about the multiplayer maps, because that's probably the most important part of the whole experience, and we know quite a lot about that because we have previously heard that the map design in this game is going to be a lot more classic and normal compared to the maps that Infinity Ward made in COD Ghosts and Modern Warfare 2019. That means that the maps are going to be more smaller or medium size with 3 lanes and less verticality. That's how it was described to us. However, on the other hand, there are also large scale maps too, which they are calling battle maps. So we have the description of 5 different maps that are split between the regular 6v6 and large scale battle maps, which seems to be some new take on ground war, but it's different, but we just don't know how exactly yet. So one of the regular maps that we do know is Museum, that takes place in Spain, and if you remember, that was actually leaked a while back by Call of Duty Hope, and he said that the layout is comparable to Raid from Black Ops 2 and more recently from Cold War, and Raid is a perfect example of this kind of more classic map design. The other 2 maps are a lot more mysterious to us, like Grand Prix, that seems to take place in Singapore at night, where there is an F1 race going on in the background of the map. But as for the actual map's design, we don't really have any idea. Like, is the map in the middle of the track or just a nearby urban area? I don't know, but the description does kind of remind me of Casino from Black Ops 4, where there are F1 stuff scattered around the map and you can hear a race in the background, so perhaps the vibe will be similar to that map. The last regular map is even more confusing, so bear with me. It's simply called Farm 18 and takes place in an abandoned cement factory that has been turned into a military training facility, and in the middle of the map is what they've described as a kill house or shoot house, just like, yeah, like the respective maps. So that's the kind of facility that it is, and I can only guess that it's called Farm because the facility on the inside is kind of based around or themed on a farm, but the map itself is not a farm. What? As for the map's design, I'm kind of getting vibes that it will be like Shoot House or Kill House and other maps of that style, like Das House from Vanguard and, what was it called, Checkmate in Cold War, where they're all very similar maps with their training facilities in some kind of inside facility, and they're all like perfectly rectangular maps that are small and close quarters, so I'm guessing that is going to be like that. Now let's talk about the new ground war / battle maps. So there is Said, which is an urban map that contains a lot of buildings, but it's also said to be the perfect marriage of core multiplayer and ground war. So does that mean that it's playable in regular 6v6 and ground war? What would the size be like then? I have so many questions because that wouldn't make sense if that was like Modern Warfare Ground War. Like, you could not play regular 6v6 on something like Tovorsk District, whatever it was called. I don't know, but the other is Sorif Bay. That is a fishing village with a lot of water gameplay, and that is obviously a new thing here in Modern Warfare 2, kind of like a gimmick and a bit of a focus on it is water play, so I'm getting vibes that could be like Sanatorium from Cold War that had a lot of that kind of similar vibes to it. Another important thing that has been reported by people like content creators who have been able to play the multiplayer early is that the developers are putting an emphasis on 3 main playstyles: rushing, stealth, and, well, camping. But that is actually great news because Modern Warfare 2019 promoted camping way too much with its gameplay design. It went too far to the point where rushing was punished, and yeah, this game putting a focus on the different playstyles kind of reminds me of the game design and class design from the original Modern Warfare trilogy multiplayers like COD 4, of course Modern Warfare Remastered, Modern Warfare 2 and 3, which is also very different to, let's just say as an example, the newer Black Ops games, which pretty much promote rushing a lot more, and you know, the jetpack games was all about rushing, so this seems like it's going to be more, yeah, like the original Modern Warfare games. The other thing that's been reported, like officially, is that there are no destroyable or destructible environments like what we saw in Vanguard. But does that mean that doors are not going to be destructible? Because that was actually a great thing in Vanguard, where, you know how people hated doors in Modern Warfare 2019. Once again, part of that bad gameplay design. But in Vanguard, they exist, but it's not really a problem. problem, because you can just shoot through them and destroy the doors. Apart from that, a lot of the other information is coming from YouTubers and like articles from people who have had early access to the multiplayer, and because of that, there is a lot of conflicting information, and it's a weird way to do things where we're getting our first multiplayer information through like other people, so it's not like, you know, it's like by the time we hear this information, or you're hearing it right now, it's like third or fourth hand information, so I kind of wish that they'd just officially give us more multiplayer stuff, but we'll have to wait until the full reveal for that. Also, nothing has been said about perks, kill streaks, or prestige. There was, you know, people have talked about the water mechanics and the vehicle mechanics and some of the equipment in the game, but we've kind of gone on longer than I expected, so we've gone over the main things. So that is about that. Stay spicy, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.